It's 2025. Your business is your job, period. I, over the last few years, have worked with thousands of entrepreneurs. And one of the biggest things that I see is that when we get into a comfortable space in our business, we get a little lazy. And I am not preaching to the choir, y'all. I have been one of those. I've come out of that season. And I just want to be all the way honest that laziness inside of your business in the wrong way will kill your business faster than trying things that don't work well. And it's one of those things that are hard to hear about ourselves, but it's so necessary. We look at our businesses sometimes like they're just here to feed our egos or here to feed parts of ourselves that we wanted to prove. And while I think our business can do a lot of that for us, we still have to remember that our business is a business. I'm Leticia Hudson. I've made over $2 million online selling courses, digital products, consulting. I have also struggled many times, more than I can count, on, not treating my business with the highest regard. And I just want to break that down, how you A, get out of that, and B, get yourself into what I call momentum so that you have far and fewer of those like lazy times in between. So let's talk about it, you guys. At the end of the day, you guys, our business is our business. It's not our baby. It's not necessarily like our passion projects all the time, but our business is something that we started for the money. And I think there's been this notion, especially since 2020, where, so many people have came online to start their businesses and to make money, but they forgot the essence of like hard work, because so many people online have made it like so easy. You could just pop up a webinar and you'll be a millionaire tomorrow. Just run you're one funnel away, so on and so forth. And while I believe that you definitely can basically get rich quick, as Myron Golden will say, and not quick in the sense of scheming and scamming and all of that. Like, to be honest, I went from 2019 making like 30K in my business to 300K the next year and 10X, and that's insane that I did that. But I also spent like pretty much every single waking hour that I could without completely burning myself out working on my business in 2020. So what I need you guys to understand is that being in a funk in your business is something that we all get to, no matter if you're at the 6-figure level, the 5-figure level, the 7-figure level. But getting out of it is one of those things that it's going to take basically picking yourself up by the bootstraps and saying no more. It's a decision. And so many of those times when I've been stuck or frustrated or looking at my lack of progress, I have to self-reflect. And the first thing that I really do is ask myself in the mirror, like, what do I really want? And when I ask myself what I really want, I got that from my mentor, David Nagel. I'm asking and looking for evidence that what I want is already available to me. So the money, the lifestyle, the health, the wealth, the partner, the where I want to live, the retirement accounts, the freedom in my day-to-day. I'm looking for all those pieces, and I'm not letting myself sit in the shit of negating it and not tolerating it. From there, when I get really clear on what I really want, because I think so often as women we forget that wanting is okay, I then look at my actual life and look at who am I being, and I ask myself the hard question of what am I currently doing that's not aligned with the version of me that gets everything that she wants. For me personally, my 7-figure upgrade at the time, I know as somebody that makes multiple 7 figures year after year, I am going to be healthy, because there's no point of in my opinion, making all this money just to not be healthy, to be around past 45 or 50 to see it. Habits or ways of being that I had to change really quickly, because when I'm in a bad mood, instead of snacking or instead of that was really my biggest vice, if anything, is like snacking or like emotional eating. Like, I go on a walk, or I actually plan to not just go on a walk, I actually plan my workout. I actually have a schedule. I run, I dance. Like, I started incorporating movement in the ways that felt good to me. So part of like getting really crystal clear on no longer allowing laziness to control your life is like, who do I want to be and what am I currently doing that's not aligning? The next part of this is who's in my life that's no longer supporting me at the next level. And that's probably one of the hardest things for people to take into consideration, because partners and friends and human beings that we love so deeply, if we really take account and take note of exactly, are these people adding to my life or taking away, if you've been stagnant for a long time, this is not to go blame nobody. Are these people my cheerleaders? Are they adding to my life? Are they supporting me? Or are they taking away from my goals with their issues, their concerns, and all the things that are weighing them down? Because at the end of the day, you can so quickly get weighed down by your environment. It's not even freaking funny, you guys. It's kind of like a cancer. And one bad negative person in your life, unless you put a stop to it, will continue to spread before you know it. You'll be talking about the past like them. You'll be doing same habits like them, and you won't be where you want to be. So you have to take account in like who is on your board of directors, who are the people in your life that are helping you guide decisions consciously or subconsciously. That was one of the biggest things that I had to learn, especially in my own personal romantic relationships, is that I cannot with a partner that's not supportive and that's not working towards something for themselves. Okay, my partner now is not looking to build an 8-figure company or anything like that, but she has her own life ahead of her. She has her goals, she has her, career path and all those beautiful things, and she's working towards that. And like, that's what keeps me lit up. So that's the second thing, is like who's in your life that's either guiding you towards your goals or retracting you from them, and you want to take account. This doesn't mean you need to cut people off or anything like that, but this does mean that you have to be so cognizant who's in your life and the role that they play to make sure everybody's playing their role accordingly, including you, okay? It's the second part of that. The third part of this, when we think about really just getting refocused and back on track, it's about leading yourself and leading from the front, okay? So I talk a lot about setting boundaries, making yourself a priority, self-care, but I think so often we tell ourselves a story that we can't have it all. And I think there are moments where you can't have it all at once, but you need to be working towards having it all at the same time, because it's about stretching your capacity. It's about molding to the scenarios and circumstances that life gives you and being proactive about handling it versus reactive. And I think that we learn and grow, we make mistakes. Mistakes are good. And also, we have to be so self-aware and improve our self-concept that we don't let a shitty client over here take us out of our way, or we don't let this person over here that's stealing from us, we give it to our legal team and we handle it. We don't let somebody who has a bad attitude, it's under our skin on the road. It's about all of those pieces, because at the end of the day, personal problems are business problems and vice versa. And especially as a solopreneur, a really small business with a lean team, you have to be mindful and understand that like your business is reliant on your energy, period. Now, obviously, as you build out your lean team and things like that, like things will change, but your business is really heavily reliant, especially at the beginning, on your energy. So if you're letting these things like get you off your path, get you off your energy, get you off your self-concept, knock you down and keep you down, you're going to stay there for a long period of time. And that's going to make you not only resentful towards yourself, but resentful towards your business and resentful towards your clients. And that's what you definitely don't want. So you have to be mindful of the content that you consume, the people that you're consuming it from, what you allow to take over you. Like if you give somebody on the road power, that means that you don't have emotional regulation and control over yourself. And I'm not sitting here preaching from the choir. We all have allowed somebody on the street or somebody online or a family member or even ourselves take us out of our power. When we think about building a 7-figure business, like you have to be in your power as much as possible. So letting somebody that's having a bad day take it out on you and you internalizing that is not going to work, okay? When I think about getting in a momentum and getting out of a funk in your business, like it's really about like taking radical mother freaking responsibility for everything. Lack of results or results, the market shift, and it's about not making excuses. Like I can acknowledge that I have some privilege. I can also acknowledge that I'm a Black woman in America. I can acknowledge all of these things, and I'm not here to talk about race or anything like that, but I'm just saying like there's levels to this, and in your business, like you are responsible, period. Blaming your coach or blaming the economy or blaming the governor or the president, like that's not going to help your case. I see people get on these apps all day, every day, and I don't really consume it. Give our power away to so many people and so many things in so many places that we forget that we actually are we are the main character in our lives. So getting in a funk, and I truly believe overwhelm is a choice. That's just my opinion. And that doesn't mean that we're not going to be there, right? But like, what are you doing that's actually adding to that noise, and how are you going to take it away? I don't consume watching the news. I don't. I don't look at any president to be my savior. I don't look at the economy as a problem. I look at it, and I say that like in this like very abstract way of like, I'm very cognizant and aware, but what I'm not going to do is allow what's happening in the world to affect what I have to do over here for my people, my family, my livelihood, my clients. I'm not going to let it affect me. It doesn't ever affect me, but I'm not going to let it rock the boat so hard that it drives me out of business because I can't get out of bed because of all the things going on in the world, right? There's got to be light in the darkness. And for me, like, my business is me giving back to the world in the ways that I can. This position where you've made decent income and maybe you've backslid, you know, I want you to really look at like, what are you consuming? Where are you spending your time? How are you showing up differently than you were a year or 2 or 3 years ago that's keeping you stuck, stagnant, and not where you want to be? And then I want you to make a plan to take radical responsibility, because at the end of the day, you are responsible for your income and you are responsible for all your results. So you got this. I promise you, you absolutely got this. And I know more than anybody what it takes to be successful, okay? And you do too. You've already been there. So you've been through your worst days. You'll get through this. And remember, you are your source of income. You are your source of power. And can't nobody stop what's destined for you. It only will stop if you let it. Because once you get on that wave, you better keep that damn wave. You better keep riding it. And you better shout from the rooftops how good you are at what you do, and why everybody needs to work with you. Because selling is service. And when you sell, you create transformation. When you transform lives, you are walking in purpose. Okay, so get out of that funk, get back in momentum, and go talk your shit, because you really are the best at what you do. Okay, be sure to subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.